About it. Over the years, it's had great champions like Ted Kidd Lewis and Len Harvey, Randolph Turpin, Terry Downs, and more recently, Alan Minton. Well, Herol Graham is one of the most talented boxers that this country has produced in many years, and he's trying once again tonight to win that British middleweight championship. His opponent, James Cook, from Peckham, is already in the ring. We now await the arrival of Herol Bomber Graham, the hometown boy. We no doubt this was the right place to put this on from Graham's point of view. I don't think Peckham would have turned out in quite the same force for James Cook.
A 12 rounds middleweight contest of 3 minutes each round for the vacant middleweight championship of Great Britain. Between, and introducing to you from Peckham in London, James Cook. And in this corner, from Sheffield, the former British, Commonwealth and European champion, Herol Bomber Graham. At the weigh-in today, Cook scaled 11 stone 5.5 pounds. Graham scaled 11 stone 6 pounds. The officials for this contest appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, your referee, Mr. Sid Nathan of London, your timekeeper, Frank Capewell of Sheffield, and your steward in charge, Mr. Alan Simpson of Leeds. Chief seconds officiating in the respective corners: for Cook, Darky Smith; for Graham, Brendan Ingle. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest has been sponsored by Smirnoff. Thank you.
So the moment of truth approaches. The vacant British title relinquished by Tony Simpson in February after being beaten by the American Frank Tate for the IBF title. And this place seething with excitement on behalf of this man, the remarkable Herol Graham.
Round one.
Cook in the white trunks. 29 last month. Graham, 28, southpaw. Graham first won this title in 1985. Strangely enough, after Simpson had given it up then. And Cook's all tangled up on the ropes and in Graham's arms, doesn't quite know where he is. And Sid Nathan has an avuncular word with Herol Graham. Sid's business here will be keep this as tidy as possible without too much rough stuff. Cook's a man who's suffered 1 or 2 very early setbacks in his career. He's had 3 bad knockout defeats in early rounds, so these opening rounds are going to be crucial for Cook. Graham known very much as a defensive boxer, but he can punch if he wants to. Like that, the left hand's gone through and he's hit him when he's down. He definitely hit him with a right when he was on the floor. Sid Nathan had a very quick word with him, but he's let him off. And Cook's in trouble here in the opening round. Only 1.5 minutes gone. And the left hand of Graham has already signalled big danger for the man from Peckham. And Graham clearly is in no mood to hang about. I wonder if at the back of Graham's mind there's the thought of all those recent Nigel Benn quick wins. And he'd like to do something similar. Cook's trying to gather himself, trying to ward off the attacks. Graham has quick hands, and so far he's shown that the speed of hand can get through the Cook defences. And Cook at the moment seems to be able to do very little except try to tie Graham up. End of the first coming up. Well, that was a lively opening round from Herol Graham, the 28-year-old former European and British champion. Remarkable record of Herol Graham, the only man to beat him, Sambu Kalambe, who is now one of the world middleweight champions.
Seconds out, round 2.
Cook in right. Cook is the former Southern Area middleweight champion. This is his first chance ever to win a national title. Cook is in fact the only man to have beaten the useful middleweight prospect Michael Watson, whom we've been hearing about a lot quite recently. He outpointed him 2 years ago at Wembley. But Cook has twice been beaten by Jimmy Price of Liverpool, a man whom Graham destroyed for the British Middleweight Championship in under 2 minutes. The left again. Cook fell for it a second time. And the Londoner clearly has little or no defence against that southpaw left, punch through the guard. The cries of bomber, bomber ring out in the City Hall in Sheffield. Graham wasn't born here, he was born in Nottingham. But his current life is spent in Sheffield. He does all his, well, most of his training here. He helps underprivileged children in the city. He's a very popular character. Difficult to see at this moment what Cook can do about this, except for a lucky punch. He's been hit with the left again. Actually, he's recovering quite well from these left hands. But how long for? So anxious to get this over quickly, he's beginning to look quite careless. He's slinging punches he normally wouldn't sling this early in a fight, and he's wide open. But Cook at this moment in no position to throw much himself. He's too busy trying to keep out of trouble, and not being very successful at that, I'm afraid. It was the left hand again that caused all the trouble in that round. There it comes, almost jerking Cook's head off his neck. And he recovered well from this because he was all over the place under heavy fire, and he managed to come fighting out of the corner at a moment when Graham might have felt he had it won. So that's the second round in a row when Cook has been very near to defeat. And the record, I'm afraid, is not impressive, particularly recently. A lot of those defeats, 7 of them, have come in the last 2 years. James Cook, just 29 years old.
Seconds out, round 3.
And Graham already has marked up the first 2 rounds to himself comfortably. Another Sheffield man, Brian Anderson, held this British middleweight title quite recently. He lost it to Tony Simpson. He retired and he's in the audience tonight. He's training now to be a referee. Graham is a quicksilver mover. He's got fast hands, good footwork, brilliantly defensive, but not slow to attack when the chance comes. Cook tried to sneak right there. He didn't miss Graham's chin by very much. Well, after what happened to Tommy Hearns in America the other night, when he ran Barkley, pulled a punch out of the bag, you never can tell in this game. But Cook seems here at the moment to have an almost impossible task. There's the left yet again. The punch, the left hand that is slowly destroying all hopes of Cook becoming a British champion. Graham now just poised to throw the left hand. Look at how wide apart his legs are, giving Cook no chance to get at him. So for the third round in succession, the left hand of the former British and European champion has left its mark on James Cook in the other corner. What a brilliant boxer this man is. He really did look on his way to a shot at the world title. Strangely enough, the man he would have met had he beaten Sambu Kalambe a year ago would have been Iran Barkley, the man who's just set back all Tommy Hearns' hopes. Interesting to think what might have happened if Graham had met him then. And Kalambe, the man who beat him, has gone on now to win the WBC title. The WBA title, rather. And in Barkley is now the WBC holder. James Cook. How much longer can he go on taking the left? Is trapped in his own corner. Slipped, stumbled, lost his footing. From the sound of it, Cook has precious few supporters in this hall tonight. But the interesting thing is he has survived the first 3 rounds. There are signs in this fight that Graham wants to do what he did with Callum Bay, and that is to have a fight rather than to box. And he came unstuck with Callum Bay doing that. It's paying off for the time being, but if Cook were to stay strong and really started to wage war, there's no telling what might happen. Graham might well be a little disappointed at this particular moment that it's not all over. Graham not quite so dominant in this round. And that might well have given James Cook some confidence. He's come through 4 rounds. And just towards the end of that round, he began to show signs of wanting to come forward.
Round 5.
So Cook comes out in the white trunks, cut slightly on the left eyelid. Fight beginning to assume a different pattern. And that's the first attack Cook has mounted. His confidence is coming back, but he walks onto a solid straight southpaw right. More like the old Herol Graham, skipping and dancing, refusing to allow the other man to put a glove on him. Beginning to look a little flashy. Different tactics entirely. Sid Nathan's had a word with him. Graham will certainly get ticked off by Sid if he doesn't look a little more aggressive than this. It's very interesting. He hasn't managed to put him away in the first 3 or 4 rounds, so the tactics have changed. Ring built up against the stage at the City Hall, and those people sitting in the front row of the stage really getting a super view of all this action. Graham again trying to bring this to a finish in the 5th. is the end of the fifth. The count will continue. He's up at 8, but I think it's over. It is over. Graham has done it. At the end of the fifth round, he went defensive for 2 minutes and then suddenly switched the tactics right round the other way yet again, and it was all over. So Herol Graham, at 28, becomes British middleweight champion for the second time in his career. And undoubtedly from there, well, that will be the launching pad for an assault perhaps on the European title, and then on towards the hoped-for shot at a world crown. Graham, amid his own people of Sheffield, triumphant, and this crowd rejoicing in the win, singing and giving their man the hero's acclaim. In all truth, it wasn't one of the greatest tests he could have. James Cook was a little bit out of his depth there, but he stuck with it for 5 rounds. In the end, he couldn't withstand the punching power and the superior skills of this extraordinary fighter. And this is how it finished, right up against the bell on the 5th. The left hand again, it was that beautiful left hand that had dominated this contest. He punched it through yet again. And although Cook made his feet, he was in no fit state to continue, and Sid Nathan called it all off. Graham is the champion.